This is Elle Macpherson, Naomi Campbell, Linda Evangelista, Christy Turlington, and Claudia Schiffer. All of them were popular supermodels during the 90s, but there was one more who could have easily made it into this list, Stella Tennant. However, unlike the others, her story has a much darker edge to it. Welcome to our channel, and today we'll be taking a deep look into the style rebel who broke the mold and the rumors about why she was dropped by the industry. But first, let's begin with the show-stopping entrance of Stella Tennant herself. The year is 1997 and the spotlight is on. We see Stella walking down the runway for Miu Miu. She moves with a sort of stiff elegance, not quite smiling or acknowledging the audience. The music swells, adding drama to the moment. Camera flashes go off, capturing every step. There's a slow pan to focus on her face, highlighting her sharp cheekbones and piercing gaze. She looks like a character from an old black and white movie. This continues for a few seconds before she abruptly disappears backstage. Then just as quickly, she reappears, this time in a white satin slip dress, elegant and poised. Again, the camera focuses on her face, and for a split second, a ghost of a smile touches her lips before vanishing again. This cycle of appearance and disappearance plays out several times, each time with a different outfit, but it's always the same. A captivating mix of grace and quiet mystery. As the show reaches its climax, Stella appears in a majestic golden gown. She stands still for a moment, basking in the applause. Then she turns and walks away, leaving the audience spellbound. Now we hear a hauntingly beautiful voice narrating over the montage. She speaks of missed connections, of fleeting moments, and of lives that could have been. The images shift from the runway to candid shots of Stella in various settings, always with that air of quiet intensity. Finally, the voice fades away, leaving us in suspense. Who was Stella Tennant, and why did she disappear? What secrets lie behind her piercing gaze? Born into Scottish aristocracy in 1969, Stella grew up on her family's sprawling estate amid the picturesque backdrop of the Scottish borders. Her childhood was a curious blend of tradition and art. Surrounded by books and encouraged by her mother, Stella developed an early interest in literature and writing. Her father, meanwhile, introduced her to the natural world, nurturing a love for nature that would stay with her throughout her life. As a child, Stella wasn't interested in fashion or modeling. In fact, her rebellious streak led her to reject conventional interests. Unlike many girls her age, she had no desire to pursue a career in modeling. Instead, she excelled in art class, showcasing a talent for sketching and illustrating. With an artistic flair, she drew inspiration from her environment, often depicting the rugged landscapes and animals that surrounded her on the family estate. While growing up on the family farm, Stella attended a local boarding school, which she eventually left to study art and theater at university. During this period, she began working part-time as a waitress at a local pub, an experience that provided a stark contrast to her privileged upbringing and helped shape her down-to-earth personality. It was during this time that Stella blossomed both personally and artistically. Her early exposure to literature, her connection with nature, and her creative pursuits laid the foundation for a unique perspective that would later influence her modeling career. However, fate had a different plan for Stella. In her early 20s, while visiting London, she was spotted by a model scout at the National Portrait Gallery. Initially resistant to the idea of modeling, Stella eventually gave in, agreeing to a small shoot for British Vogue. Little did she know that this would be her big break. That shoot marked the beginning of Stella's rise to prominence in the fashion world. Her striking features, unconventional beauty, and androgynous look quickly caught the attention of designers and photographers alike. And soon she was gracing the covers of magazines worldwide. One fateful day, Anna Wintour, the editor-in-chief of American Vogue, called upon Steven Meisel to shoot the cover of the September 1994 issue, a date which is considered to be the unofficial kickoff of fashion season. Having previously shot Madonna for the magazine, Meisel knew how to push boundaries and challenge norms, and he wanted someone who could match his artistic vision. He chose Stella Tennant for the job. On that day at the New York studio, something remarkable happened. Maisel's lens captured Stella's essence, portraying her not as a typical supermodel, but as a captivating enigma. This breakthrough shoot redefined the androgynous beauty ideal of the 90s. And overnight, Stella Tennant became a household name. Versace, Chanel, and other top brands clamored to feature her in their campaigns. In fact, She went on to become the face of Versace's Versus line and became Karl Lagerfeld's favorite muse, appearing in countless Chanel campaigns. One particular memorable advertisement for Chanel No. 5 featured her lying seductively on a white couch in nothing but the fragrance and a pair of black stockings. Another notable campaign was for Hedi Slimane's debut collection at Yves Saint Laurent, where her boyish charm added a touch of irreverence to the brand's image. And what's interesting is that she actually took most of these gigs despite her dislike for Lagerfeld and feeling exploited by the fashion industry. But we'll come back to that later on. It was around this time that Stella got invited to join the elite group known as the Supermodel Club, a tight-knit group of models who dominated the industry's top runways and magazine covers. Members of this exclusive club included Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, Linda Evangelista, Christy Turlington, and Claudia Schiffer. But being part of this group came with its own set of challenges, especially for someone as independent and unconventional as Stella. There was a lot of pressure to conform to the glamorous archetype of a supermodel, to embody the lifestyle that the industry projected onto them. However, Stella refused to compromise her authentic self. In a time when models like Linda Evangelista famously said, "We don't wake up for less than $10,000 a day," Stella managed to stand out by refusing to play the game. In a 1995 interview with The Independent, she openly expressed her dislike for the phrase supermodel, seeing it as a cheap marketing ploy. Similarly, she disliked the attention and preferred to keep a low profile. To add to that, she rejected cosmetic procedures, something that was becoming increasingly common among models. Her stance was simple. If you're pretty, why fix it? In an industry where many conformed to a narrow standard of beauty, Stella's refusal to alter her appearance was a silent act of rebellion. But Stella's uniqueness wasn't limited to her attitude. She also had a distinct style. While many models of the era were known for their love of designer labels and expensive accessories, Stella kept things simple and often wore her own clothes. She didn't shy away from experimenting with her look either. She dyed her hair bright red, got piercings, and sported a shaved head at a time when it was unheard of for women to do so. She was a trendsetter in her own right. In the late 90s, Stella met photographer David Lasnet, and their shared love for art and rural life led them to a blissful marriage. They settled down in a village in the northeast of France, raising 2 children, a boy and a girl. Here, Stella found a sense of normalcy that was hard to come by in her profession, and even though she loved her life in France, she never truly felt at home. As she once said, "I'm a nomad. I can't imagine living in a city." So when the opportunity arose to move back to Scotland, she jumped at it. With her partner, she purchased a rundown mansion and 350 acres of land near the Scottish town of Dunbar. Despite the property's grandeur, it needed a lot of work. But Stella saw it as a blank canvas, a place where she could create a life that was true to her values. Together, they renovated the house and transformed the land into a sustainable farm, a project that Stella poured her heart and soul into. For her, it was more than just a hobby. It was a way of life. And although she was happy in this seemingly idyllic life, the fashion world was not ready to let her go. In the 2000s, she made surprise appearances at Chanel and Valentino shows, proving that she was still a force to be reckoned with. At this point in her career, she had already established herself as an icon of ageless style, capable of carrying off any look with her signature blend of elegance and nonchalance. And despite her decision to largely stay out of the limelight, her presence in the fashion industry remained significant. However, beneath the surface of this glamorous world, there are whispers of a darker side, a tale of extreme pressures, cutthroat politics, and an almost exclusionary environment. Those who enter this world often find themselves caught in a whirlwind of expectations, with little room for those who don't fit the mold. It's a world where mental health struggles can be overshadowed by the relentless pursuit of perfection. And Stella's journey through it all offers a glimpse into this often hidden underbelly of the fashion world. Stella was known for keeping her personal life private, so details about her state of mind are scarce. However, close friends and family members have spoken, or rumored, about her battles with depression. Supermodel and close friend Sophie Dahl once described Stella as deeply unhappy and said that Stella felt the pressure of maintaining her unique look while the rest of the industry changed. Additionally, rumors have suggested that Stella grappled with feelings of isolation, exacerbated by her choice to avoid parties and events that were integral to the social scene in the fashion world. There were also reports of tension within her family, possibly stemming from differing views on her career choices. These struggles, though veiled in privacy, offer a glimpse into the complexities of Stella's life, revealing a woman who, despite her triumphs, grappled with the weight of her public persona. In recent years, Stella graced the covers of numerous magazines, including the 2015 spring issue of American Vogue and Harper's Bazaar's October 2016 edition. Notably, she collaborated with Jürgen Teller on a series of photographs for Love magazine's 8th issue in 2015. In these photos, she exuded confidence and allure, lying on a bed while smoking a cigarette or sensually licking her fingers. These were among her last high-profile shoots. Despite her untimely departure from the fashion scene, Stella Tennant left an indelible mark on the industry. Her unique blend of aristocratic charm, unconventional beauty, and artistic flair made her a standout figure in a world that often celebrates conformity. Her story serves as a reminder that even in the glamorous realm of high fashion, there's more than meets the eye. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like. Thank you for watching.